Hello everyone, my name is Elliot. Today we're going to learn how to clean a carburetor. So many of you may not even know what a carburetor is. A carburetor, all it does is combines fuel and mixes air into it to make a perfect mixture for combustion to form into an engine. Carburetors used to come on all cars back in the day. Now electronic fuel injection has taken over the automotive industry, and carburetors are no longer sold in the automotive market. So these small engine carburetors are commonly found on weed eaters, blowers, and this is specifically a 2-cycle carburetor. And so we all have grass to cut, and so I figured it'd be a good lesson to learn for everyone to know how to take one apart and clean it. This is if you let gas sit in your engine over the winter and it gets gummed up. This is a very easy procedure that can save you a lot of money every year, especially if you commonly have issues. So I'm going to give you a carburetor and a screwdriver, and so everyone let's start with taking that apart. And so we're going to undo here the primer bulb assembly. We're going to start on the top of the carburetor. Be sure they're good and loosened. So I took my primer bulb assembly off, and I got a piece of the check valve out of the metering pump here. This is your metering pump primer bulb assembly, people call it. There's depending on the manufacturer, there's a lot, but as you can see, a piece just falls out there. And so the next thing that fell out was your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is actually what pumps the fuel. It does a motion. Let's see if I can do this here. Motion in and out here. And so, what you want to do is check and make sure you see no light through it, and be sure it's not stiff. Sometimes it'll come out crunchy, sometimes it'll come out soft. Well, the one that I have in my hand is in pretty good shape. How's yours? I'll give you a second to analyze that. Okay, so mine is not, I would say it's not excellent and it's not awful. It can be used again. But like I said, be sure yours isn't crunchy. Okay, next thing we're going to analyze is we're going to have the lever and needle. This is actually what gauges what fuel is allowed to come in to the carburetor. Be sure it's not stuck and everything is moving, and check yours to be sure that you can't see any light between the screwdriver and that lever, but it's not also moving it. You just want a very close tolerance there. I'll give you a second to check yours. Let me know if you have any questions, please. If you need to give it a little bit of adjustment, you can just bend that tab up just a hair. Be very gentle with it. Okay, so we're going to take apart the bottom part of the carburetor, which has a few gaskets and a screen. So check the condition of these. There's no trash behind mine. How does yours look? I don't see any problems there. Some manufacturers say if there are any divots, or if this is not a flush playing field here, you need to go ahead and replace that. Okay, big thing here. So you've got a screen right here. This is what cleans the fuel. You have a fuel filter in the tank, and you hope that does a good job. If it somehow lets some dirt in, this is what will clog first. And this is easily 80% of the problems that comes into a small engine shop is just a clogged screen right here. So you're going to inspect that. Mine looks very trashy. How does yours look? So mine is full of trash. You're supposed to see light through that, and I don't know if you can tell, but mine is clogged up. So that was between the check valve being broken and this screen being clogged. That was definitely a non-running carburetor. That is what showed symptoms of starving fuel, not wanting to idle or run. Then you're going to check the overall cleanliness of your carburetor. See how mine's all gummed up? So this carburetor did some sitting over a winter at least. So what you're going to do is I'll give you a can of brake cleaner, and carb cleaner works well too. Brake cleaner, carb cleaner is pretty much the same thing. Just going to give it a little squirt here, a little squirt through here, and I'll give you a paper towel. Get one for me, and then we're gonna clean this really good. We're gonna make sure this is a clean area. Might need a little more juice here. And feel free, you can use your screwdriver as a scraping tool as well. If there's something really thick on there, you can't really damage a carburetor with a screwdriver. So go ahead and give that a good clean here. See how nice and clean. How's yours look? And so mine's pretty clean all the way around. So anyways, let's go over the overall condition of this carburetor. So we got it all cleaned up. Everything's moving here. Our diaphragm was in good shape, but our gaskets are a little depressed, or below the level here. So when I was in the carburetor business and small engine business, I would always, if I'm taking it apart, I'm going to put a set of gaskets in there, a set of carburetor kit. So this is a carburetor kit. It depends on your model, make, model, and what carburetor's on that engine. They range from anywhere from $5, and I've seen them cost almost to $100. So that's one thing. If you are going to replace the parts in your carburetor, be sure to check the price, because a whole new carburetor assembled might be cheaper than this repair kit. So that's something to be aware of. But anyway, so for this, I'd probably put a kit in. And so basically it's just putting the puzzle back together. It comes in a little bag. There's really nothing special to it. If you can do a puzzle, you can do this. So you put it all back together and then check to be sure it primes well. You hold your finger on this. I have another carburetor here. So you'll test it. You'll put your finger on there, and as long as it is making a good suction on your finger, you're good to go. So does anyone have any questions? Okay, well, that's all I have, and I hope this gets you back to running, and you can get back in the yard and get your to-do list done. Thank you for watching.